नमस्कार. आयच्या ह्या खाशेल्या कार्यावळीत तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. आज आमी रियल इस्टेटीचे डिस्कस करतात, नॉर्मल इंडस्ट्रीचे डिस्कस करतात आनी आमचे बरोबर आसात गोंयांतले नामनेचे आर्किटेक्ट मिलिंद रामाणी. मिलिंद बाब, वेलकम टू द शो. सगळ्यात पयली गजाल हांव सगळ्यांक विचारता हो प्रश्न, तुमचो लॉकडावन कसो चल्ला काय म्हणून. थंयच्यान सुरवात करया आनी मागीर मुखार या.
See, basically, lockdown is that we were prepared because personally, there is that we have been operating with 6 offices in the past also.
हय.
So, in terms of presence, in terms of working offline and online, we were sort of prepared, for this situation. But the plugins which are required for the profession to deliver the products and services, the plugins are not available. So that is the materials, the contractors, the entire ancillary aspects related to the profession are not yet plugged in.
पण
म्हणजे
एक
आमचे स्वतःचे जे काम असं ते चालू असं,
हय.
म्हणजे डिझाईन वर्क अँड प्रोफेशनल वर्क इज गोइंग ऑन, बट इट इज नॉट कल्मिनेटिंग.
पण तुम्ही जेन्ना ऑन फील्ड प्रॅक्टिकली गजाली पळयतात तेन्ना तुमकां कितें दिसता की सद्याच्या परिस्थिती भितर आफ्टर दीस मोर दॅन अ मंथ, 1.5 म्हयन्याचो लॉकडावन, सेक्टर ओपन जातना गव्हर्मेंटान कितें कितें गजाली तकल्यांक दवरपाक जाय?
सी, एक होलिस्टीक वेव आसूंक जाय जेन्ना सेक्टर ओपन करता. जेन्ना आमी वी शूड अंडरस्टँड दॅट एक सेक्टर, आता सपोज यू आर टॉकिंग ऑफ द रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर, all aspects related to the delivery of the product should be taken into consideration. That means proper movement of material has to be properly has to be envisaged. The health aspects and the coordination aspects of site also have to be properly managed. Coordination, and how are we going to work out with very remote mechanisms. आता आमकां फिजिकल कॉन्टॅक्ट कमी आसतलो आनी आमी व्यवहार म्हणजे आमचो चड पेपराचेर नाल्यार अशें झुमाचेर नाल्यार व्हिडिओ कॉन्फरन्सिंग आमी हे डिलिव्हरेबल्स आमी एनविसेज करतले. सो एक गोष्ट हांव पळयता की वी आर नॉट प्रिपेर्ड फॉर दॅट सॉर्ट ऑफ अ थिंग ओवरऑल. म्हणजे टू हॅव अ होलिस्टीक स्टार्टिंग ऑफ अ पर्टिक्युलर सेक्टर.
सो बिलो एक जो प्रश्न येता तो फाल्यां मटेरियल्स जर येवपाक लागले जाल्यार ती पुरायपणान सप्लाय रिज्यूम जावपाक, नॉर्मल जावपाक कितलो टायम लागतलो? आनी प्रायमरीली हो प्रश्न विचारता कारण आमचे मॅक्झिमम सप्लाय जो आसा तो गोंयच्या भायल्यान येता. सो फाल्यां लॉकडावन वतगीर सुद्दां ती नॉर्मल्सी येवपाक कितली तुमी एज्यूम करतात की टायम लागतलो?
You rightly pointed out, there are local materials and there are materials which come from outside the state. So unless there is you can't start the industry with part material. जे बेसिकली तुमचे सिमेंट, रेंव, खडी आणि जे बांदकाम करपाक जे आमकां जे मटेरियल जाय ते आमी सुरू करूंक शकता. बट एनी फिनिशिंग मटेरियल वी आर डिपेंडिंग ऑन outside Goa only. So it has to be an holistic approach, and one thing is you can't start site partly. Once you do the rough work, you have to start the finishing work along with that. So there should be a holistic view, then only we can start properly.
एक जो मुद्दो येता हातूंत भितर सामको इम्पॉर्टंट तो म्हळ्यार पोस्ट लॉकडावन रियल इस्टेट सेक्टरांतलो डिमांड. कारण गोंया भितर खुबशे जाण भायले येवन घर घेतात, त्या डिमांडाची कितें? आनी जो गोंयकार सदांच घर घेवपाक सोदता दुसरे कडेन, तो आज आपल्या बोल्सांतल्यान पयशे भायर काडपाक सोदतलो काय फाटीं सरतलो? ह्या इकॉनॉमिक्सा कडेन तुमी कशें पळयतात?
Very relevant question. The demand definitely is going to drop down. In fact, just now only I was discussing while coming for this Zoom meeting. See, earlier during recession, government spending was being increased. पण आता परिस्थिती अशी झाल्या की टॅक्स कलेक्शन also will drop, and government already is facing a big problem of financial incoming inflow into the treasuries. And it is a catch-22 situation. To revive the economy, primarily infrastructural work is required. So I think the government will have to prioritize its work so that where maximum revenue generation, employment generation jata, and maximum benefit deliver jata, it should be a trickling effect. The first part of the entire ladder is government infrastructure work, and private infrastructure is second. So पहिली जे गव्हर्नमेंट इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर आसा ताजेर मेजर भर आसूंक जाय, पण कॅच हातून असं की गव्हर्नमेंटा कडेन आतां पळयत जाल्यार अशें म्हाका एकंदरीत दिसता की गव्हर्नमेंटा कडेन पण पैसे ना. Even to support the COVID operations, we are seeing that the government is relying on CSR activities, on people to contribute, and it is a catch-22 situation. Maka dista it is a very, very bad sign, and you very rightly hit the nail on the head. I am not seeing a very good future for the real estate industry in the near future.
बट डिमांडाच्या बाबतीत तुमकां कितें दिसता? म्हळ्यार गोंयकार जो एक गांवां घर आसा तो येवन फ्लॅट घेवपाक सोदता, किंवा जो भायले मनीस जे गोंयां येवन सेकंड होम्स, हॉलिडे होम्स घेवपाक सोदताले, त्या दृश्टींतल्यान हो जो एक्चुअल डिमांड आसा आनी सद्याची जी आमची रियल इस्टेट इन्व्हेंटरी आसा त्या दृश्टींतल्यान कितें फरक पडटलो आनी कितलो इम्पॅक्ट जातलो असो दिसता?
म्हाका दिसता एक भरपूर एक अराउंड 50% वयर फरक पडटलो.
ओके.
हातून 50% वयर आमकां दिसता की the demand will reduce because money, see, real estate depends on tertiary money. It is not on the primary money. After you do the basic necessities, your commodity spending, then you come to real estate for investment. So it is a tertiary money investment. So if in the first two sectors only there is a shortage of money, definitely there will be a drop in demand for the real estate industry. 100%. पण तातून हांव सजेशन अशें दिवंक सोदता की सपोज दिस इज अ गुड ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी फॉर द गव्हर्नमेंट टू थिंक फॉर अफोर्डेबल हाऊसिंग फॉर द गोवन्स. आय थिंक दिस मार्केट हॅज बीन द गोवन्स हॅव नॉट बीन एबल टू जे आमी जे म्हणटात जे लोकल्स आमी गोंयकार म्हणटात ते they have not been able to afford the real estate pricing of the housing sector. So if somehow there is a partnership, this is an ideal moment for creating a partnership that government gives in the land, because land is a major component, and they build in houses for the locals also. So there's a huge land inventory with the government. So government kade investment in terms of available land bank asa tajer सारखे एनालिसिस जावचे, ताजेर मॅपिंग सारखे जावचे, लँड बँक क्रिएशन जावचे, आणि प्रायव्हेट सेक्टराक ताजे बरोबर मॅरेज करून तांकांय मातसो बेनिफिट म्हणजे इन टर्म्स ऑफ मुवमेंट आणि लोकांकूय बेनिफिट, हो एक आमी तातूंतल्यान एक निष्कर्ष काडूंक शकता.
एक जो इम्पॉर्टंट मुद्दो येता हातूंत भितर तो म्हळ्यार प्रायस करेक्शनाचो. आनी आमी सदांच म्हणटात की गोंया भितर घर घेवप गोंयकाराकच आज परवडना म्हणून इतले आमचे प्रायसीस वयर पावल्यात. हो जो प्रायस करेक्शनाची जी गजाल आसा ती ह्या परिस्थितींतल्यान जातली अशी दिसता, काय अवर रियल इस्टेट इन्व्हेंटरी स्ट्रॉंग इनफ टू मे बी सस्टेन दिस फॉर अ year and a half?
See, you should understand one thing. What are the components of real estate pricing? One is the land component and one is the building component. I don't think so if you look at any builder, if you look at the land value anywhere, and with an average FAR loading of 1 including of the super built up area, how म्हणता म्हणजे 0.8 FAR plus 0.2 of additional areas करून 1:1 landaचे value suppose आम्ही केले जाल्यार our minimum land value anywhere today is something in the range of 6 to 8, and it varies to 20 to 25,000 in semi-urban areas. I am not talking of urban areas at all, which is a different ball game altogether. I am just concentrating on the semi-urban rural area. तर हे जे एवरेज 10,000 प्लस कॉस्ट ऑफ कन्स्ट्रक्शन जर धरली आम्ही of around today it is around 25,000 per square meter. So 25 and 10, 35,000 per square meter. Plus there are financing costs and everything. So what is that affordability that we are talking of today? 40-45,000 we are reaching without any, unless the land component reduces down and the building see, that is very essential. म्हणून हांव तुमकां सांगता की the government has to provide land in the range of 2,000 to 3,000. Then only the real estate sector, housing sector will be subsidized. Otherwise, I don't see this thing म्हणजे की immediately, because लोकांनी आता builder पाहिजे जाल्यार most of the builders, there are different types of builders, in kind आम्ही म्हणतात, operations म्हणतात, आणि some people buy the land. So if you look at the thing, I think the base cost itself comes to 35 to 40,000. So this is the affordability baseline for us.
तुम्ही म्हणटा सेमी अर्बन आणि रुरल एरिये भितर, तुम्ही म्हणटा अर्बन एरिये भितर जो आतां प्रायसिंगाचो एक्झॉर्बिटंट प्रायसिंग आमकां दिश्टी पडटा ते कमी जावचेत ना म्हणटा तुमी. दॅट इन्व्हेंटरी इज केपेबल इनफ टू सस्टेन इट सेल्फ फॉर अ लॉंग पिरियड ऑफ टायम इवन इफ देर इज नो considerable demand in the market.
I think so because see, this is a different equation altogether. The semi-urban and the rural is controlled by a different league of builders, and the urban builders are a different league. So they have that inventory and they have the capacity to keep that much of holding in their stock, and which they have been doing. If you look at it, if you do an analysis, I was just seeing, you have at least around say nothing less than 30 to 40% of the flats vacant today. And builders are holding, and to correct you here, means in put you in right perspective, is that a in construction flat fetches less value for an external investor. A ready product, which is a furnished product, people are ready to buy at a premium. So that is why they have been in the habit of holding that particular premium. So in the urban sector, I don't see a major issue, but in the rural and semi-urban, I definitely see that, because small builders will they don't have the holding capacity.
एक जो इम्पॉर्टंट होता की ही जी डिमांड आसा, डू यू सी इट नॉर्मलायझिंग इन नियर फ्युचर? म्हणजे भायल्यान सुद्दां जे कोणी येवन हांगा हॉलिडे होम्स किंवा सेकंड होम्स बी अशे घेताले, त्या ट्रॅकाचेर आमी वचपाक परत पावतले काय कितें, आनी पावल्यार केन्ना पावतले अशें दिसता?
अशें पळयत जाल्यार गुड पार्ट अबाउट द गोल्डन लायनिंग इन आवर स्टोरी इज Goa is supposedly free today.
Yes.
So if you have it has got a comparative advantage in terms of a destination and people looking at Goa today. People outside are calling me and are asking me a question. Now I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, that how have you managed to be COVID free? Now means I told you I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, but definitely we have done a better job than many others in view of the logistics and the dynamics of the situation, because we are a tourism based economy, lot of floating population coming in, lot of migrant population coming
foreign population coming in.
Controlled it a little before others controlled it, so I think we were in a better situation. So that advantage definitely is there, because finally आम्ही किती घेऊन येता, market is a situation wherein it is a comparative situation. People will come to the best possible option, and that Goa has today. I'm not talking of India, I'm talking Goa has that advantage today in terms of its positioning in the post-COVID situation.
लास्ट म्हणजे एकच प्रश्न आहे, सरकाराक ह्या खिणाक तुम्ही जर एक सजेशन दिवपाचें जालें, what government needs to do that one crucial thing right now when we are looking at 4th May?
I feel streamlining of the entire activities related to the real estate. One is, see, I'll tell you, professional inputs, I don't see any issue, because people are ready, people work offline, people can give in. I think the sector that requires to be understood is the construction sector, which involves two parts. One is the labor, the implementation of your projects through manpower, which are external, which are from other states. Okay, and my observation also has been cited that even the migrants or the construction workers who are there in Goa are not in a psychological good state. They want to run away home. This is just now, since our borders are sealed, but that is one worry for me. So one good decision by the government to support them, that look, this you will be taken care here, you support the industry. So this is I'm talking of the manpower related to the construction. Second is streamlining the entire flow of materials from outside the state and inside the state. right? That can be done through see, I'll tell you, today with technology, the indenting of material can be done, it can be centralized. I don't want to create red tapeism in that, but even the private sector can take initiative in this. Like you can have a mall, e-mall of construction materials, and people can source, and that from outside, when the material comes, quarantining of the material, or the cool down period of the material is very this thing. So if you keep a material for 2 days, for example,
correct.
or without being used, the virus goes off. So
Yes.
you create this like an SEZ situation around the boundaries, wherein the material you bring in, you pull it down, and then you bring it in instead of stopping it completely. So I think this cool down mechanism is very, very ideal, and we require to put it in place very, very fast. Because now I'm telling you, even for government projects, we don't have, like suppose we want to get in electrical fixtures, light posts. I'm telling you, this material is not available today. So the works cannot continue like this. And that is why I feel that if we create this cool down buffer, we can immediately take care of this situation from outside. And internally, because atapa आम्ही काय झालं, this licensing related to laterite stone, sand quarrying, metal quarrying, all this thing requires to be taken up with a positive frame of mind and given some positive focus. So these two things we take, I think the industry can be at least self-sustained.
So thanks a lot, Milind. Very valuable inputs. आम्ही एक्सरसाइज करतातच ह्या खातीर की सरकारा म्हऱ्या पावची म्हणून. सो मे बी आफ्टर 15 days later we'll meet again, we'll discuss again, कारण तेन्ना किती परिस्थिती आसा ती पळोवया. But thanks a lot for talking to us and sharing these inputs. पळयत रावत Prudent. नमस्कार.